Beethoven is a 1992 film directed by Brian Levant. This is written by John Hughes and Amy Holden Jones. And it stars Charles Grodin, Bonnie Hunt. We have Dean Jones and Stanley Tucci, Patricia Heaton. It's kind of because of Patricia Heaton that I wanted to watch this. I recently watched Beethoven's Big Break. Didn't love it, but I was keen to check out some of the earlier ones. And I found out that Patricia Heaton is in the first one. So I figured, let's give this a watch because I love Patricia Heaton. I'm pleased to say it's definitely better than the other film. I didn't completely love it, but I'm also not against watching any more either. It starts off with Beethoven as a teeny tiny puppy. He ends up breaking free and goes to live with the Newton family. The father doesn't necessarily want a dog to begin with, but the children all really want this dog. So he ends up sticking around, but it's not an easy journey. And I don't want to say too much about this. I don't want to say which characters you can trust and which ones you can't. But certain characters are making things very difficult, potentially very dangerous, particularly for Beethoven. And it's unclear where Beethoven is going to live, or even if he will, by the end of the film. And I'll say no more than that. Beethoven as a character, I absolutely love. I think he is absolutely gorgeous. And he is in it a lot. And I say that because not every animal film features the animal too abundantly, but actually Beethoven is in this a really nice amount. The characters are all well written, really great performances. We have a lot of variety of locations and things to keep things fresh. The only thing that I didn't love about this, and this may sound stupid, but I didn't love the narrative. I didn't love the story. And that's not to say it's a badly written story. It's just not my kind of tale. The antagonists were well enough written, but again, not my kind of antagonists. For the most part, I didn't personally find them to be that interesting. And when the story got a little grittier and things got a little more dangerous, I didn't really care for it very much. So I think that's largely personal preference. But if the majority of people were to say, actually, I feel the same way, well, my opinion would feel validated. But if somebody were to say they love it, I can completely understand that. I think it is largely down to what I like in a film. But even with that in mind, even though I didn't completely love the narrative, there was still plenty in this to keep me entertained, namely the great characters, great performances, the cast, and of course, the dog himself. I just think he is gorgeous, and I think that might be the cutest St. Bernard puppy that I have ever seen. As a bigger dog, very, very cute too. I personally wouldn't want to own a St. Bernard, largely because I'm 5 foot, and I just think it would be a disaster, but absolutely gorgeous, really stunning character. And the narrative, it works, it flows well, the pacing's good, no problems there, but I just feel like the specifics of the narrative weren't to my personal tastes. Do I recommend it? Yes, I do. It's not going to be for everybody, but if you like dog-based films, then I'd say it's worth watching. Definitely better than the other Beethoven film that I've watched. I will probably watch the second film. I don't know if I'll ever end up watching all of them, but I'm not in a hurry to. And that's largely because I think I would need to pay for it. I had to pay for this one in the UK. It's not currently streaming. I think it might have been streaming on Now TV actually, but I no longer have a subscription. Either way, I had to rent it on Amazon Prime, and whenever I pay to rent something, I have to cross my fingers and hope that it was worth it. I think this cost £2.49, and honestly, I'm happy to have paid that. Not a lot of money for what is an okay film. I'm glad I can say that I've seen it. I've just checked, and actually the second one is also on Now, so I feel like I might need to reinstate that subscription. I think I will at some point, not going to rush into it, but for now I'm happy to have seen the first film. And if you like dog-based films, or if you're interested in any of the cast, then I'd say it's one that's worth watching.